friend. Welcome back to my kitchen. If YouTube brought you here, welcome. My name is Stacy, and around here I like to create quick, easy, delicious, affordable meals. Well, one thing that I love to do is I love to meal prep, and I love to create meal prep kits. So today we are going to be creating meal prep kits for one. So what do you say? Let's get to it. If you are a person who says, just cut to the chase and give me the recipes, I've got you covered, friend. Down below, I've marked the timestamp where we put these meal kits together, so you can just head over there and I'll meet you there putting these meal kits together. But if you're like me and you love a backstory, let me share why I'm doing these solo meal kits. My daughter has an incredible opportunity to further her career. However, it means that she has to relocate. While we're sad that she has to relocate, we are thrilled with this career opportunity for her. So I thought it would be fun to create just a couple of meal kits for her so that she has those and she doesn't have to think about what to eat and grocery shopping in her new town. So join me as I make about a week or two of meals for my sweet daughter, who we are so proud of. The meals that we are going to be creating today are taquitos two ways. We're going to be doing a buffalo chicken and also a traditional taquito. Then we're also going to do barbecue chicken sandwiches, hence the hamburger buns. We're going to do buffalo chicken pitas, which are what the pitas are for. Then we have lemon Greek chicken. I'm going to do 2 of those, and that is one of her favorites. So that's where a lot of these vegetables are going to go, is the lemon Greek chicken. Then we also have fajitas, again with our peppers and our onions. Then we're going to do 2 taco kits and a sloppy joe kit, again using those hamburger buns. And that should give us 10 meals. Let's talk supplies other than food. You're going to need some freezer bags. Now you do want to go with the freezer bags. They're just a little bit thicker and they hold up a little bit better. We're going to keep our meat separate from our veggies, so you're going to need quite a few of the little ones. So I just went with the 38 count of the quart size and then the 28 count of the gallon size. The other thing that you're going to need is you're going to have some way to label these. So what I did was I just took a index card and I just wrote what it is on the index card, and then on the back side is all of our instructions. Now what you could do, I will leave a link to all the recipes in the description box below, so you could just print that out and put that in your meal kit as well. Either way works. Some of our meats do need to cook ahead of time, so I want to give them some time to cool off. So I'm going to brown my ground beef, and then I'm going to put these chicken breasts in the Instant Pot to go ahead and cook them. So that's going to be our first step. In my Instant Pot, I already have my water, but I'm going to just sprinkle just a little bit of house seasoning over the top of our chicken, because we have to have some flavor, right? So I am just going to set this in the Instant Pot and let it go for about 7 minutes. While our chicken is going in our Instant Pot, we're going to go ahead and start browning our ground beef. I'm going to do the sloppy joe mixture first because that has some vegetables in it. I just kind of eyeballed this, dividing it into 3. You can measure it and just make sure you have 1/3 of a pound if you want to. Adding to the ground beef, we're just going to put in some peppers and onions. This is 1/4 of one of the onions and 1/4 of the green pepper. And then I'm also going to mince a garlic clove. And that'll go right on top. Now I'm just going to brown this ground beef, soften the veggies, and then I'll be right back. Now that this is completely cooked, I'm just going to take a bowl. I'm going to put this inside the bowl and set it off to the side. And then I'm going to start my taco meat in that same hot pan. Now that our ground beef has completely cooked, we're just going to come in with a paper towel and try to sop up some of that grease there. Now to this, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of taco seasoning. This is just my taco seasoning. I'll link to it in the description below. It's homemade and it's wonderful. And then I'm gonna add 1/3 of a cup of water to this. Now remember, this is because this is 2. I'm gonna make 2 different meal kits out of this 2/3 of a pound. Now I don't want the water to cook out because we're gonna freeze it with some of this water so that when we make it fresh the day of, we can simmer it in the water. There we go. So we'll just pull this from the heat and put this in a bowl as well. Our chicken is done, and you can see now it's just gonna be counting up. So I'm gonna let it naturally release for 10 minutes, and then I'll take out the chicken and we'll shred it, and then I'll meet you back at the cutting board. Now that the meat is prepped, let's prep our veggies. Now we're gonna need to have a variety of cuts here. So for the red pepper, that's gonna be our lemon Greek chicken, as well as fajitas. The onions, same thing. We use onion in almost everything. And then the green bell pepper is gonna be the same thing. We have some strips, some dices. The garlic is always gonna be minced and run through my garlic press. And then the zucchini is just gonna be chopped also for the lemon Greek chicken. Now we have all of our veggies prepped and ready to go. And one thing that I also did was, because I keep talking about that lemon Greek chicken, I also did grab my lemon. 1/3 of it is cut, the middle 1/3 is sliced, and then the last 1/3. Now we are ready to start assembling. Let's put together this Sloppy Joe kit. Now the first thing I did was I just put 2 of those hamburger buns in this bag, and that is the quart size. I had to look. And in the other quart size bag, we're gonna put our Sloppy Joe mixture. Now I'm gonna put both of these into the gallon bag. Now since I don't really have any cooking instructions for this one, I'm not gonna do a card for this one. I can just write it right on the label. Now we have our peppers, onions, and ground beef mixture that's cooled off. And so to that, we're gonna add 1/2 of a cup of ketchup, a tablespoon of barbecue rub, and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. This barbecue rub is my homemade barbecue seasoning. I'll be sure to link that in the description below. So now all we have to do is just put everything together. Now I put my vegetables off to the side because we cooked our peppers and our onion in here already, so we don't need any more veggies in this kit. We'll just stir all of this together. This is one of the easiest ones because it literally is just a reheat. Now if you want it more saucy, you could just add a little bit of ketchup. You know what? I think I might. Let's just add a little bit more. I would rather it be too saucy than not saucy enough, especially now that we know that we're freezing. So that's probably another 1/4 cup. So let's say 1/2 of a cup of ketchup. Okay, so we'll just put that down inside of our Ziploc bag. I say Ziploc. You all know this is a store brand. I guess I should say freezer bag, right? Now I'll just try to get out just as much air as possible. And down into the big bag it goes. And we are ready for the freezer. For our taco kits, I went ahead and put 3 of the soft taco shells or the tortillas in each one of these bags. Now I need to split up my meat between these 2 bags. And again, since this is just a simple reheat on the stove, I didn't do a card for it. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then here you can see 2 little piles of cheddar cheese. So I'll also go ahead and bag those up separately. Now here's where we can pull from our veggies. If we wanted to do onions, peppers, you could even freeze salsa if you wanted to freeze your salsa as well. I'm just gonna go just meat and cheese for right now, and I'll let her add the rest. I just realized I said, let her add the rest. And if you jumped ahead to the meal kits, you have no idea who I'm talking about. The her is my daughter. Now I'll just come in with my handy dandy measuring cup and just add a little bit to each bag until I get to the end. Now remember, I left that liquid in the pan, but there's not quite enough liquid for both bags. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just split it up between the 2 bags. And then we'll just add a little bit more water because we want these to stay pretty hydrated when they defrost. Push that meat down inside that liquid to make sure that it's completely covered. And remember, when you heat this on the stovetop, all of this liquid will be cooked out. So now we'll just take our taco kit bag. And we have our taco meat mixture and our cheese and our tortillas. And our Taco Tuesday has been planned. We are all set up for our buffalo chicken taquitos. So what we have here is we have our chicken breast that I shredded. Now in here is also 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. While I was doing it in my mixer, I love to shred chicken in my stand mixer, I went ahead and put those 2 tablespoons of cheese in just so it would melt down and get well incorporated in there. So we have that. We have 4 tablespoons of Frank's Red Hot. This is our preferred, but you can use any. You can use Crystal, you can use Tabasco, whatever you like. You're just gonna do equal portions of that Frank's Red Hot with melted butter. So that will go in there. Then I have 1/4 cup of, I think this is pepper jack. Monterey Jack cheese will also work as well. So either one, Monterey Jack, pepper jack, you just need 1/4 cup of cheese. Even cheddar would work. Okay, this is gonna be enough for 4 taquitos. So I went ahead and pulled 4 out. Now I am gonna go over to our veggie tray and take just a little bit of garlic. That's probably what, 1/8 teaspoon of garlic or so? Just a little bit. And then I'm also gonna do probably, let's see, a teaspoon of diced onion, teaspoon of bell pepper. Let's mix all that together. And then we'll put our chicken and cream cheese mixture into this. Once it's all combined, we'll just kind of eyeball it and we'll just kind of divide it into 4. It doesn't have to be perfect. I have my bag all ready to go. So we'll just take our mixture, put it into our tortilla. And if you like a thinner filling, you could definitely do this and probably get at least 6. We'll just stick a little bit more right down inside there. Yep, I think we're gonna go with 4 here. Now when we put it in our freezer bag, we wanna put it seam side down. There we go. Now we just have to roll the others. These are nice because you can pull out one, you can pull out two. You just need a snack. One is great. A meal, two is even better. We love having these in the freezer. And now we have all of our buffalo taquitos done. And just make sure you get all of your air out. As long as they go into the freezer seam side down, you're good. Now I'll take this bag, put our taquitos right down inside here. And then that's where we'll put our instructions. There we go. For our regular taquitos, they're gonna come together exactly like the buffalo ones did. We just need our chicken. And again, I have 2 tablespoons of cream cheese in here that I already blended when I was shredding the chicken. So we have that. Then I have a 1/2 cup of pepper jack cheese, a tablespoon of diced green peppers, and then I have 4 tortillas here. I think I'm gonna go in and just do a little sprinkling of taco seasoning. So we'll just put everything together. Now we're just going to put this into our shells and roll them. We'll divide it into 4, just like we did before. Now all we have to do is just place our filling in our taquito and roll it up. Now the one thing that I do want to show you is I'm not coming completely to the edge. Just like if you were doing a cinnamon roll or anything, you just kind of want to tuck that under so that you have tortilla meeting tortilla. This last one might be a really full one. I probably should have split it up. I might have to do that. Let me grab another tortilla. There we go, and our little baby bonus one. And again, these will go seam side down in our first bag. And just try to remove just as much air as possible. And then we have our card with our instructions. Another meal down. Now it's time to clear this veggie tray out. I have 2 lemon Greek chickens that I'm gonna do, but I'll just do one. You guys don't need to see it twice. The first thing we need to do is we'll have a vegetable bag. So in our vegetable bag, we'll grab 1/2 of this zucchini. We'll grab a lemon slice, 1/2 of our pepper. We'll throw some of these green pepper in there too. We have them left, we might as well use them, right? There we go. And I'm going to use 1/2 of a clove of the garlic in here as well. And then I also have my bag of chicken here. Now we need to make a seasoned oil. So in here I have a tablespoon of rosemary, basil, and oregano. And we're going to add in 1/4 cup of the light tasting olive oil. You could use avocado oil too, if you wanted to. There we go. And we'll just mix all of this around. Now to this, we're going to add the juice of 1/3 of a lemon. Now we'll just mix all of this together. 1/2 of this will go into our chicken bag and 1/2 of it will go into our vegetable bag. Now I'm also going to put in one of the slices of lemon into the chicken bag as well. Now all we have to do is just shake it up, massage it all around, to get those veggies evenly coated with that seasoning mixture. Now we'll just take these 2 bags and put them in our gallon size bag, along with our instructions. Another meal down. Both of the lemon grate chicken meal kits are done. Do you need the full-size version of this lemon grate chicken? It's in the description box below. That'll take you to the video where I did the family size meal kits. Now, while you're down there, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a video. I'll be here next week, and I hope that you are too. So hit that subscribe button. And friends, you know that I love you for being here if you've already subscribed, but be sure to hit that thumbs up so YouTube knows that you like this video. Alrighty, back to the next meal kit. These barbecue chicken sandwiches are so easy. It's like dinner in 10 minutes. Simple. So here I have the chicken breast, just one of them, that I've chopped up into bite-sized pieces. And then I'm going to add some of that barbecue seasoning rub. And then I also have about a 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. And then I have 2 buns bagged up. It might only be enough for 1 sandwich, but I would like to be prepared just in case. Now, we do love onions with our barbecue chicken, so all of these diced onions are going to go in. This is the one time that I am going to put in the veggies with the meat. All the other kits have been separated, but this is one, if the chicken soaks up that onion flavor, it just makes a delicious barbecue chicken sandwich. In goes the onions. Now we'll just fold these up and put them in our big bag. In go our instructions. And we are ready to go. This next one is a fun one. We're going to be doing a buffalo chicken pita, but we're going to do it as a pizza. So we'll have our base is going to be our pita. Then like our pizza sauce is going to be our buffalo sauce. Then it's going to have chicken and some pepper jack cheese. Let's get started. First, I'm going to season up my chicken with some house seasoning. If you don't know what house seasoning is, it's just equal portions of onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and salt. And we'll just coat this. And then when I put it in the bag, I'll kind of massage it in there a little bit more. About a teaspoon or so. Once everything's coated, we'll just fold it up and put that off to the side for our bag. Then we have our cheese. Now let's make our buffalo sauce. It's the same version of buffalo sauce as always. 4 tablespoons of Frank's, 4 tablespoons of butter, and some garlic. Now we'll just put this into a baggie. Now we'll put all of this together in our big bag. And then of course, we need our instruction card. Another meal down. Can you tell by what's left? What's left? We are going to do chicken fajitas. Now this is going to come together so quickly. I do have a package of cheese here just because I grated it and it's here, but I know not everyone loves cheese with their chicken fajitas. But for our chicken fajita meal kit, we need our tortillas, our veggies, so I have some peppers and onions left. Then I have a 1/2 tablespoon of fajita seasoning mix. This is just one that we got at Buc-ee's. Any store-bought fajita seasoning blend will work. Then I have a tablespoon of olive oil, and we have our chicken breast that I cut into strips. So I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken inside our little bag and then add our seasonings. So I'm going to add the olive oil and then the fajita seasoning blend. And now we just have to massage it all in there. Once all of the chicken is covered, we'll just fold it over. The great thing about doing your meats separate, it's not just because the flavor will carry over, it's also because if you forget to defrost these or to thaw these out, you can just take your meat bag out and stick that in a sink full of warm water for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it will thaw. And then you'll be ready to cook. So it's a great time saver too. Now in our other bag goes our vegetables. And it's just everything that is left on our cutting board. Peppers, onions, and garlic. Now we'll just fold this up and kind of massage this all together. Get that garlic distributed a little bit. This is another kit that you could also add salsa to as well. I just don't have any. I should have thought about that though. Okay, so now we have all of our bags ready to go. So now we have our gallon size bag and we'll put it together. And of course, we can't forget our recipe card. Another meal down. Well, friend, here is our full days of work. We have a total of 10 meal kits. Chicken fajita, barbecue chicken sandwiches, 2 taco kits, sloppy joes, 2 lemon Greek chickens, buffalo air fryer taquitos, regular air fryer taquitos, and the buffalo chicken pita pizza. I think she's gonna love them all. Well, what do you think, friend? Will you try to put any of these meal kits together? It takes a little bit of time, but it is so worth it, especially if you forget about defrosting anything and you come home from work and you're tired. You can do that quick thaw method with the meats in the kit. So I hope that you try it. It really is a time saver. Thank you on a personal note. Thank you so much for letting me share my news with you. I appreciate it. I love YouTube. I have so many friends celebrating with us. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for watching. I'll be here next week with those quick, easy, delicious, affordable meals. And I hope that you join me there. I'll see you soon, friend. Bye.